The second one, not the sexiest one, but the one that will make the biggest difference to your business, is really getting to grips with your finances and your profitability. Who really does understand their finances, their business finances? If I said to you, you got your end of year accounts, can you actually read them? Do you know what a balance sheet is, profit and loss? Yeah. Got one person, anyone else? 2, 3? Okay, we've got a few people. But what a lot of practitioners do, if there's enough money in the bank, they kind of feel like, I'm okay, my diary's busy. But actually, I don't want to teach any of us to become an accountant. That's boring. Leave it to the accountants. But we do need to understand practical business finance. So who actually knows their figures off the top of their head? So their revenue, their profit, their break-even point, their gross profit, their net profit. Who would know these figures quite easily, do you think? Not many. Yeah, or at least you've got it online and it's not on a paper record somewhere. What about these type of figures? How much it actually costs to run your clinic, your break-even point? Yeah, the reason I say this, especially for those of you that got teams, if you don't know, it's costing us, you know, £36 an hour is quite cheap. You know, it's costing us, say, £100 an hour just to open the doors, and your team, you're going to know when you're, you know, making profit, when you can start investing in things, when you can start growing, paying yourself dividends. So you've got to know your figures. Now, when we work with our clients, like I say, it's not teaching you how to become an accountant, but finances and profitability is one of the first things pretty much that we look at. So we look at how profitable your treatments are, how optimized you are, your team are. If you've got equipment that's not being fully used, let's get it maximized. And it's, think about your business as a boat, and it's got a few little leaks, and out of those leaks are coming some clients, some time, some productivity, perhaps some retention, because we've not been doing much. We've been focused on new clients all the time. Who would agree in their little boat they've got a few leaks? Yeah, we've all got some leaks. So this is looking at your finances and profitability is one leak that needs to be plugged quite quickly. Because if you imagine you start pouring in more new clients at the top, but they're leaking out the bottom, and your money's leaking out the bottom, what's the point in pouring more in the top until you've plugged those first? So every time we work with a client, whether that's privately or in a group, we literally work really hard to plug the leaks, get you more profitable, get the clinic operating as it should be, and your team as well. So most people say to me though, but I hate maths, I'm not very good at it, I just let the accountant deal with it, as I don't like to look. This is more the medics. Who's a medic in the room? Yeah. Would you agree sometimes that, you know what it's like, if you've come from the NHS, you haven't necessarily been taught about business and finance. Most of us haven't. Most of us have what Michael Gerber would call an entrepreneurial seizure. Yeah? I had mine in 2005. Yeah. So we have this moment in time where we think, oh, I'm good at doing that thing, I'll set up a business. And of course, in reality, it's a lot different, isn't it? Yeah. Does anyone know who I mean when I say one person? For those of you that put a hand up and said they wanted to build a business that can work independently of them, his book, who's heard of the E-myth? So the E stands for entrepreneur, the entrepreneur myth. And the tagline is why most small businesses fail and what to do about it. It's how to not build a job for yourself, but actually try and build a business that can work independently of you. It's one of the best-selling books of all time, but it's Michael Gerber, The E-Myth Revisited. So, if this is you, trust me, no one will care about your money as much as you do. So you've got to get to grip with your figures. You've certainly got to know your patient numbers. Yeah, how many new you see, how many existing, what your retention rate is. For those doing injectables, when Allergan did some research a couple of years ago, the national average retention rate for injectables is as low as 55 to 65%, which means a third of your patients and clients are going elsewhere for treatments. Yeah, so you've got to do a lot to keep them in, because it costs you a lot to get them through the door, right? Much cheaper out. their average spend. So they're coming in to see you and perhaps spending £150 or £250. That's the first visit. But what can we do to increase that average bill size, that average spend over a period of time, ethically with the right cross-selling and upselling, so that we maximize their lifetime value? What about from a marketing perspective, why they chose you, how they found you? Has anyone ever done any feedback with their clients to actually find out, how did you find me? So was it online, was it offline? Probably they heard about you multiple times. Yeah, what made them come to you in the first place? And why did they choose you and above someone else? And why do they come back to you? How do you make them feel? This is marketing gold. Now, I've put this under the finance section because it is data that you should be collecting and understanding about your clients and patients. But imagine if you understand how you make them feel and you can use their language in your marketing, do you think you might attract others who are a bit like them? It's a really good exercise to do. It's actually a survey which you can send out using SurveyMonkey, or you can print them out, or you can pick up the phone, or you can invite them for afternoon tea and just form your own little focus group and get their feedback. So, ignorance isn't bliss. Don't be the man in the horrible suit. Yeah, you've got to know your numbers. So these are what you need to know. As we haven't got much time, if I were you, I would just take a picture of this. And if a lot of this sounds like gobbledygook, you need our help. You need to know this, particularly profitability, if you've got any assets that are sat there not being used. All of these things are critical to know for help you, not just to run your business, but to grow it. Because if you don't know your starting point, and by the end of next year you want to double your profits, not turnover, yeah, how are you going to know whether you've got there? You've got to know where you are now. So I would definitely, because we've got 99 days till the end of the year, now's a good time before you get really busy to really start looking at all this. If you're on paper still, this is like a really paper trawling exercise, but it's worth knowing your starting point, especially if you've got big plans to grow next year. Who would love to be more profitable next year? Yeah, so you've got to know where you are now. Agreed? Yeah.